Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Humaira Putri dengan NIM 23018164. Oke, pada kesempatan kali ini saya akan menjelaskan sedikit tentang subject and verb agreement. Nah, subject verb agreement itu adalah aturan dalam bahasa Inggris yang menjelaskan bahwa kata kerja harus sesuai dengan subjeknya. Nah, jika subjeknya singular, verbnya juga singular. Tapi jika subjeknya plural, verbnya juga plural. Nah, aturan seperti ini sebenarnya sangatlah basic, tapi banyak sekali students yang tetap membuat kesalahan, especially when they see longer or more complex sentences. Okay, let's start with the basic rule. In general, as on a verb usually shows a singular subject, while as on a noun usually shows a plural subject. But we also need to be careful with irregular plural nouns, seperti children, women, dan people. These nouns look singular, but actually they are plural. Okay, for example, the boy walks to school. Here, boy is singular, so we use walks with us. But in the next sentence, the boys, the boys walk to school. Because boys is plural, the verb becomes walk without us. Okay, even though the rules sound simple, subject-verb agreement becomes tricky in some situations. Biasanya students confused ketika subjek dan verb tidak berdampingan secara langsung. There are four common tricky situations: prepositional phrases, expressions of quantity, inverted sentences, and certain words such as everyone and each. Okay, now let's discuss each of them briefly. First, let's talk about prepositional phrases. Sometimes a prepositional phrase appears between the subject and the verb, and this can easily mislead us. Okay, for example, the key to the doors is in the drawer. Many students think doors is the subject because it is closer to the verb. However, doors is only the object of the preposition to. The real subject is key. The real subject is key, which is singular. That is why the correct verb here is, not are. Okay, the next tricky situation is expressions of quantity, such as all, most, some, and half. These expressions are usually followed by of plus noun. The important rule here is that the verb agrees with the noun after of, not with the quantity word itself. Okay, for example, all of the book was interesting because book is singular, but all of the books were interesting because books is plural. So whenever you see this structure, always check on the noun after of. Okay, another common problem is inverted sentences. In these sentences, the subject comes after the verb, not before it. This often happens in sentences with place expressions, questions, or negative expressions. For example, behind the house were the bicycles. Even though house appears before the verb, it is not the subject. The real subject is bicycles, which comes after the verb. Because the subject is plural, the verb must be where. Okay, the last tricky situation involves certain words. Some words in English are grammatically singular, even though they refer to many people or things. Example include everybody, everyone, somebody, and every. These words always take singular verbs. For example, everybody is going to the theater. Even though the meaning is plural, the verb must be is, not are. Okay. To summarize, subject verb agreement means that the verb must match the subject, not the nearest word in the sentence. We should ignore prepositional phrases. Focus on the noun after of in quantity expressions and carefully identify the subject in inverted sentences. Also, remember that words like everyone and each are always singular. Once again, words like everyone and each are always singular. If we understand these rules well, we can avoid many common grammar mistakes. Okay, maybe that's all. The short explanation from me. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.